Hi everybody, today's reading is going to be their love confession. It's the type of reading like their, drunken phone call type of reading. What would they say if they were on gas and air? That type of thing. You have got three choices. Your first choice is pile number one, which is Judgment with Venus. You will only be able to see the Venus card because this card is the size of a dustbin lid. I'm going to have to put it out of the way, but I will be thinking about it. The second pile is the Magician with Juno. So you will just be able to identify your pile by the Juno. And pile number three, the Death card with Mercury. So once again, you will just see the Mercury, but have a look at those three piles and see which one may describe your person, or you just like the pictures of. Let me move them to the side for you. There you are. I'm trying to make this nice for you today. I'm being a nice little girl. Nice old lady, actually. There you go. This has got an unusual feeling of them tiptoeing through a situation or finding the attraction difficult. You've got Venus and the Judgment over here, which to me makes me think the Judgment card, the people coming out of there, actually they're not actually in coffins in these ones, but they are risen in some way. It feels like there is some change that is a big change with regards to a love situation, almost like a Pluto-Venus contact, a Uranus-Venus contact going on in their life, which would mean that their life is changing with regards to their values and who they find attractive and what they find attractive. The Page of Wands for them is a bird that it's at the beginning of the people in the wands, so it's like beginning to become familiar with how to use action, and they're embodying this in some way but searching for what to do, because the wands are doing cards and this pigeony thing is flying by the light of the moon. So it's almost, is it magnetite they have in their nose that allows them to basically follow ley lines or vibration or something or other. It's learning how to act. So this person may have been in a relationship for quite a long time, may even be in a relationship now, and they've forgotten how to be sexy. They've forgotten how to show attraction, to show that they are attracted to somebody, or to feel it, or to be it, is probably what I'm thinking now. The energy that they're pushing out is spiky. The Five of Swords, this person is not, as I just said, not at home with regards to how they flirt, how they cope in situations where somebody else is attracted to them. You're coming out here as a Temperance card, so I think you're quite at ease with yourself. You're quite open, it being a Sagittarius card, but there's flow there in you, so you're probably the best part of Sagittarius there with regards to being open, truthful, allowing the situation to move and still managing to be quite forward without it being seen. And the energy that you're pushing out with these two cards together is, I wonder whether your person is more introverted than you, because these two cards together, the Temperance and the Three of Pentacles, this is you, and that's the energy that they're feeling from you. It's sociable. Your person's coming across as going through a transit. It's the only way I can think of this. A life situation where their values are changing and who they find attractive is changing, and they're uncomfortable with it, and you're just like Bill and Bell and the Flower Pot Men, just teetering around the garden, as in like, I don't really know what's going on, and they're probably watching. Now, what connects you both? You've got the Sacred Fire over here. So having the Judgment card and the Venus card, and it being a transition, a life transition in some way, and the Sacred Fire being here, it's like you're fed in to this lifeline or this lifetime, for them to be able to wake up and change a situation where they have got too stuck in. Whether it is they've been on their own too long, whether they've had an incorrect way of relating to in love relationships, or they're with somebody and change is needed, maybe. It's like you may have done this lifetimes before, where you come in and wake them up. But it doesn't feel like, this doesn't feel shocking. Even though you've got the Judgment card here, you're not coming across as a vamp that comes in and bowls steady relationships apart. You're more coming in as in just being you. Right, so let me go down here. Sorry, I'm a bit slow. I've actually been sleeping all day. I don't even know why. I'm so tired that I woke up this morning, my son woke me up, went walked the dog, fell back to sleep. It's Saturday, so I can do it, and walked the dog and fell back to sleep again. And I just am not with it today, but I wanted to come and do a reading. Their thoughts are no. That's the first one. It's upside down. It's like maybe no. So their thoughts are no, which doesn't surprise me with this here. And then you've got here the Nine of Cups over it with the pelican with everything jumping into his mouth. To me, this is like whipping. It's like pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain. It's like I want more of it, but it's like getting to the bottom of the ice cream tub when you're on a diet. It's like, oh my God, it's fantastic, it's fantastic. I want more of this. And you're sort of swanning around being very natural, and they're like, that's beautiful, I want more of it. But it's causing them some sort of pain. They're like, oh yeah, no. So it's quite difficult for them. With regards to their feelings for you that you may not know, it has a feeling of stability. And as this goes on with this card here, which I won't explain yet, there's a feeling that this person sees you as like long-term potential, somebody they'd want to spend time with. Let me put some extra cards on this to see if I can force it to be a bit sexier. But with the Six of Pentacles here and the Ten of Pentacles here, this is somebody who wants to put the effort in to get to know you more, who wants to, who sees you as somebody they could settle with. And if that suits you, you can shout, stop shuffling. Let me just see what comes out. Their feelings towards you. I just saw the 10. Did you see it? Did you see that 10 of Cups coming out? Oh my Lord, they all fell out. You're a shocker in their life. This has all fallen out, and these are like family cards to me, but I'm going to move that one up there so it goes with what I was saying earlier with the Five of Swords, it being a bit of a shock to them. You've got the Empress, the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. I might as well just shift these over here at the last part, because that to me is like a family. So I don't know whether your person is looking to settle, or whether your person is like maybe Cancerian or likes that connection where it feels like it can go somewhere. This doesn't feel like a one-night stand. This is somebody who sees you as being settled in yourself and good settling down material. Right, okay. So, this person doesn't know how to act in love relationships. This is like the action pile. So their love confession is also, I'm trying to think, will they do anything about it? If they confess, will they do anything? And I've got the Inner Strength card, which to me is like the connection is, I feel it. I feel that it's very natural. It's an unusual feeling, probably from somebody who doesn't normally talk about these type of feelings very, very easily. And I don't know if he's actually going to do, or she's going to do anything about it. I doubt it. They're trying to copy you. I think their love confession. I have to go through the cards before I can guess what their confession is going to be. But to me, this person feels or admires you, wants to be more like you, is following your lead with regards to how to act in relationship, is going through some form of can't go there because, I don't know, pleasure pain is what I'm thinking. It's like I'll enjoy it, but then I'll pay for it later. So I don't know what that means either. and then is trying to copy the way that you come across, which is quite common, I think. And if you've ever noticed anything about this person turning up with the way that you dress, or the clothes, the colours that you wear, or that type of thing, that may signify something going on between the pair of you. The bit that they hide from you is, I think they come across as quite confident, but I think there's as with most people, there's a fear of being rebuffed, refused, or yeah. Yes, there is that there. This is an unusual feel as well, because what would they say? And I've got all these family cards down here. If your person were on gas and hair, as I said at the beginning, the type of thing that they would say is that you were marrying material, or a steady relationship material. I don't know what that means. And we were laughing upstairs about those sort of, is it shag, marry, or boot, something like that. This is somebody that sees you as long-term potential. So going through that, I guess that their love confession would go along the lines as, I'm scared of myself when you're around. You don't seem to be as interested in me or as affected by the relationship as I am with these cards here, and you coming across like this. The other part of the love confession is, I feel as if I could do something that I may regret, which I feel that you could humiliate me, because the King of Wands has got a good strong ego, or a bad strong ego, whichever way you look at it, and there's pain down here. I feel that I could humiliate myself, but my taste in who I'm attracted to has changed since I've seen you, and it's almost like you've changed the way that they look at relationships. And some would be part of the love confession as well. I know that in some ways I mirror you. The more that I get to know you, or the more that I see you, the way that you conduct yourself, or the way that you are, is more of what I would like in my life, and I end up being that myself with these cards here, reflecting this one here, under the hidden strength. And how would they say this has got a very family feeling about it, which would be, I would like to have you in my life long term, but getting over that initial hurdle and actually saying anything to you at all, never mind the fact that I think that you are good long-term potential, whatever that means. Well, that sounds rude, doesn't it? Somebody in this pile sees you as being somebody they could not only just go on holiday for 2 weeks without wanting to strangle, but somebody who they could sit and chat and talk and cook for and have a meal with and share their innermost self with and do everyday things with. So it feels like it's a settled inside themselves, and you're coming across as settled. This feels like it's got you coming across, whether you're male or female, it's a very feminine feel. It's almost like you swish into situations and out of situations, and people are smiling and you've gone and you don't even know it. And I have got, when I'm putting at these cards here, I used to know a girl in school when I was very young who had what I can feel in my chest when I'm looking at these cards, and she was Welsh, so she had a very strong Welsh accent, and she was just funny in a very slow talking way. And we used to, because in the 70s everybody was a pervert apparently, that the art teacher used to call her into his little room and ask her just to speak, because she had such a lovely slow, and he even said sexy voice. Yeah, it was the 70s, and I know, and I can't apologise for that enough, but I didn't actually partake in any of those deeds. So there's a feeling here that you're very smooth and you've got a lovely accent, or you're very sort of feminine. Even if even if you're not female, there's a feeling that that air about you is very sort of pliable and smooth and sweet, not testosterone fueled and shouting. It's the complete opposite. So, okay, let me just, sorry, kicking through this one. Their love confession is, I would like a long-term relationship with you. I find that you've affected me more than anybody else has ever, probably, with these cards here and these cards here. This one, this one, this one, this one. I find you incredibly, incredibly attractive. The way, oh yeah, Venus, your voice. The way that you speak has, and maybe even the way that you sing. And I'm thinking of Elf. I love Elf. When the ladies sing in the shower. You know, that sort of really lovely sing-songy voice. And some people just have sing-songy voices. I love listening to Italians speak. I'll just go to Italy just to listen to them speak. It just sounds like they sing all day. As in they're just asking, like, can I have a pint of milk? And it sounds beautiful. I don't know. Some accents are incredibly attractive. And I wonder whether your person thinks this about you. Anyway, let me go back to what I was actually trying to say. You can see I've been asleep. I see you as long-term potential. I feel vulnerable when I'm with you with regards to actually moving forward and confessing or declaring anything to you. But I feel for you like I haven't felt for anybody in a long time. When I'm with you, I feel a bit of guilt, a bit of sort of tension because you seem so easy with yourself. The way that you talk, the way that you come across is very smooth and very, very attractive. You coming into my life has made a big change to me, and at the moment I'm almost just trying to follow my nose with regards to where to act or what to do next. I'm normally quite assertive, I'm normally quite strong. What was this pile again? But I'm keeping my feelings to myself for now, is what I would say for this pile. Okay, pile number 1, I'm going to leave that there. You think I'm going to say, I hope that makes sense to you, and I'm not. I'm going to, because I always say that. I'm going to leave that there, and good luck. Good luck. And if you sing, if you have a very slow, sexy voice, or if you have an accent, play it up big time. Be kind to this person because they are going through changes, I would guess, that are life changes, and in that their values and what they find attractive is changing totally, and you may be different from their usual type, or they may already be in a relationship that they're finding it difficult to move away from, even if the relationship's gone. Let's just say this person's a lot older and their partner is divorced or even passed away in some way. This person's adjusting to finding you attractive and wants it to go further. I am going to go. Thank you very much, everybody. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please comment. Love reading your comments. Readings normally go out on Sunday night. I have a handful to go out, and I try and put them out every Sunday. If you fancy one. Bye. Their love confession, what I've picked up before I go into this, is somebody's looking for a relationship that's longer termed, but with regards to how they would confess this to you, it would be almost like they were having a trauma, having a traumatic, or you've had a traumatic effect on them, and it would have lots of buts in it. Not real buts, but the word but, of this is difficult, that type of thing. I could but, that type of thing. There's a strong feeling here of a lot of secret watching going on. So I don't know whether this person actually physically spies on you. And I don't mean that you've got to run and hide or go to the police. It's more a case of you catch them looking at you, or you know that they like your Instagram post, that type of feeling. Somebody that you may know and is far more interested in you than you probably are aware of. You've got them coming across as the Knight of Swords here. This Knight of Swords has a different feel to it. The first word that comes to my mind and mouth is Python. We used to have a teacher in school called Python. The reason why she was called Python is that when you weren't allowed downtown, you had to stay in the school grounds as kids. We used to go downtown and she'd appear out of nowhere like a python. That's why I'm getting this feeling of this person almost, I'm not going to use the word obsession, but it's like it's inwards. Their feelings towards you are very internal. And I don't know whether it's got almost like I know the Knight of Swords is air, but it's like air with Pluto. It goes over in their head and they overthink things. And then you've got the Tower card for the energy that they push out. So at the moment, I'm getting a feeling of somebody who easy to talk to, diplomatic, good at communicating, is doing something secret behind the scenes with regards to trying to find out information about you, whether it is, just watching you, or they know bits about you that you don't know they know. And there's also a feeling here of the energy they're pushing out. You may think that they overreact when you meet, or they act unusual, probably with this card here, with these feelings here. Because it's like attachment, attraction, and overthinking it. And with regards to the energy they're pushing out, it's like, well, that was a bit drastic. Or you may see them, they may walk the other way. They're not, that's a bit like pile number 1. This energy doesn't fit easy with me with regards to what you're seeing about them. So there may be some hurt here. There may be something drastic said. To me, it feels like somebody who's not, like pile number 1, at ease with falling for people. No, at all. And that's what I was just saying here. And I said I didn't want to use the word obsession, but it does have that feeling of, I'm going to put this in a nice way. And I know a little boy, and he is a little boy. Well, he's not little actually, he's about 17, 18, who has this feeling about them. And he can be quite full on in relationships. It's like all or nothing, and this person may be similar, and they've seen you as their all, because you've got the Juno card here and the Magician card here. The Magician is almost like a tumbleweed that adds on and adds on. The more that they think, the more that they form thoughts in their heads, it gets bigger and bigger until it actually becomes something. And what this person is thinking and feeling and wanting is Juno, which is like a committed relationship. And so they're overthinking it until it actually becomes quite negative inside their head, not what they're thinking about you, but with regards to how they handle themselves. You're coming across, there's crossovers here between pile number 1 as the Sacred Heart and the Karmic Release. So both of those together have a feeling very similar to pile number 1. So if this feels right to you, you may want to watch that one too. So something might click there, of you're coming across as sweet but knowing, and you can both sense it when you see each other. The Sacred Heart has got a feeling of like a Valentine asteroid, which has got a Pisces feel about it, where love is sort of given in a way that even if you see this person struggling, you don't want them to struggle. There's no ego involved here. It's like, I want you to be your best. I want to, to have the best of you, not to play with you. Not in that way anyway. Because the Karmic Release as well with these two together have a very sort of, I was going to say Sacred Heart, sacred feel about it. Very much a case of this person's precious and you're precious. And it's almost like you can't, it's like touching lightly here. You touch the relationship lightly from both sides. This person, because their feelings are so intense, they think it might break. You're just like slowly forming it and recognizing it and molding it. I suppose this person's molding too. Okay, with regards to what type of connection is it? Ooh. It's darker underneath the surface than it is on the surface. Not in a seedy or bad or scary way, but in a way that both of you are caught up in this. Oh my God, throwing the cards away. Both of you are very much caught up in this. You through what feels like a karmic feel, them through what feels like an all-engrossing, I was going to say form of entertainment then, that has turned into just all engrossing. I'm just thinking here with these cards here, whether every time you see this person, and it makes me think you may have seen them quite a few times in very normal situations where there's maybe a tension here with the Knight of Pentacles and the animal being caught here with the Knight of Swords, King of Swords, Knight of Swords here, that increases because there's an increase from the Knight of Swords to the King of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles is like an everyday normal activity. And I'm thinking this person's feeling Devil and the Tower and the King of, it's like, does it every time that you're together, does it add to it? Are things left unsaid and the tension grows? So their love confession is going to be a cracker in this pile because it's going to be quite intense, I would say. Yep. You've got cards here again of what I guess is growing tension, or you may be both skipping down some sort of merry path until it gives no return. Their thoughts are, if I keep continuing this contact, or if I keep this up, then there's more likely to get, I'm going to say satiated at the end. And I don't mean that in the way that you probably just take that, but it's more a case I'm going to get what I want and it will be a release. It sounds even worse, but there is something in here where there's like, when I'm doing it, I can feel my teeth going tight. This person feels tense with regards to their attraction. Pile number one was similar, and it carries on. Their feelings are sneaking you away or doing something, or almost somebody else not noticing. So I could say, is there somebody else in the relationship, or is there some form of barrier that this person feels that they have to do the sideways walk where they're not noticed to come closer to you? Work, marriage, some form of boundaries, could be religion, I don't know, the Hierophant there. It very much could be religion with the Hierophant. You know, something that is out of kilter with just basically going straight forward into a relationship. Is that the word, out of kilter? What this person wants to do is just love you. The Queen of Cups here, what they actually want to do is just connect with you the way that you see them. But it's too far down the line for them with these cards here, I guess. And they're watching. There's a feeling in here that this person I'll keep that to the end. I will keep that to the end. But you've got cards here with regards to what would they say. The Six of Swords is going to me, you know, sort of as the Seven of Swords feeling down here of wanting to take you away from something. So with regards to their confession, their love confession to you would be, I recognise you and want a commitment. There is fear involved in here because I've made it into something that is probably more serious, where probably my fears have come into play with regards to my attraction towards you, and I don't think that I could express myself in the way that you deserve. With the Sacred Heart and the Karmic Release card here, you come across as really easy with yourself, but I feel almost like I'm caught in a trap and I can't, well, I'm not going to sing it, and I can't get out. I can think of two songs I could sing there. It feels as if it overwhelms me. It would probably be their love confession here. I feel that every time that we see each other, it adds to it. It's like a tension between the pair of us that is overwhelming. With these two cards down here, I know that there's some obstacle in the way, and my love confession to you would be, I dream of taking you away from that obstacle, or getting you somewhere where that nobody's watching or judging, or that I'm not judged by my own boundaries myself, I guess, there. And what you probably you probably don't realise how much I am watching you. I want things out in the open, and I want to be able to express myself with this card here, and to tell you how I feel in a way that is very genuine and very loving. But I also feel that I need to take you out of the situation totally to be able to even get a sentence out of me. With these cards, I like sneaking. This is like somebody that sneaks you out of something, like like a business trip away, and then you get something more out of them, or that you see them out of their normal routine, whether you meet in the same situation every time, and it needs to be taken out of that routine to get any of that information out of them. Is probably what I would say there. This person, like pile number 1, with the Knight of Swords here and the Tower card here, I guess with regards to being able to communicate, feels like there's pressure on them. The Devil card here and the Tower card here, it feels that they could, even in the way they look at you or the way that they move, or especially the words that they say, choose the wrong word, and there's tension I can feel inside when I'm looking at this pile here. You don't seem to have that tension. You're more there enjoying the recognition of the attraction between the pair of you. And this person feels caught. It's almost like this person could panic and come across as rude when you approach them. And each time that you see each other, because this feels like with these cards here that it's been repeated, that it adds and it adds until this person's probably would confess they would just like to talk to you openly, genuinely, and express their love or affection towards you. But with these cards here, they can't do it. And that's why they would need to take you out of your comfort zone. So that's what their love confession would be. I want to take you away so that I can talk to you heart to heart. I feel the tension increases every time that we speak. My feelings towards you are, I want to build this relationship, the Juno card there, into something that is committed. But at the moment, I just feel like all I can do is watch you until the situation changes. That's what I've got, pile number 2. I hope that makes sense. I was not going to say that this time, because I say that every time. I'm going to say, I hope that helps, I suppose. If some of that feels right, or if you can see something in the cards here that I've got wrong that may be different for you, let me know in the comment section. And there just feels tension in this one. So if that's your pile. Okay, pile number 2. I'm going to say goodbye. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please like. All those things that YouTube do. I think you get to an age where you're like, I teach and the kids in school are like, I want to work on YouTube. And I'm just like, I don't say anything. And I know that the kids just find it easy to say, do this, do this, do that. And then when you're like, it's just an unusual thing. But I know how it helps. So please do all those YouTubey things. Bye. This has got a lot of fear in it, this pile, so I don't know if this feels right to you. It's coming from the other person who you seem quite cut off from this as well, as if you're not giving much in this relationship. Your person, it feels like they're more like to say something and do something at the moment in this relationship. They feel that the connection is quite natural. You may even work together with the Ace of Pentacles here. With the Mercury and the Death card here, you could have had some form of communication or exchanged some sort of words, and you may not be together now. I don't know. I honestly don't know yet. Let me go through it bit by bit. They're coming across as the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords to me, with a Death card here, maybe words have played some part in this, where something has been said that has hurt, or maybe the relationship has gone down a certain route where maybe one of you had to step in and say something. I don't quite know yet. And the Seven of Cups is this person's confused now with what to do next. Because the Eight of Swords for them is tension, difficulties. It's like holding your breath underwater with fear of coming up and saying the wrong thing, or they've already said it. Because you've got the Eight of Pentacles here with regards to what connects, I feel that you already know each other quite well. You either worked together or spent some solid time together. The energy that they kick out towards you is the Seven of Cups. So that is all over the place. It's kind of Piscean feeling of not being able to form a sentence properly. I'm not being rude to Pisces there, but I mean in the state that they can't commit to a certain mode of expression or the way that they talk. It's like there's nothing you can hang on to here. And you're coming across as the Hierophant card, which is like, just tell me what's going on. I've been steady for you. I've stayed here for you. Just tell me where I sit. And this person's like, well, this is painful. I don't really know myself. With regards to the energy you're putting out here is until you put your socks up type of feeling, I'm not going to give you anything. So you're tougher than them in this. This person is struggling with their mind. And I know this is like a confession, but you've got Death and Mercury. So I'm thinking they're going through some sort of mental process that's difficult because you've got the Eight of Swords here. The Seven of Cups next to the Eight of Swords is like, well, I don't know which way to go anyway. I've been struggling with my first thought, never mind the second one and how to move with it. And you're like, I will stay here until you sort yourself out. This has a feeling here. I don't know if this feels right, but if you've shared time together, has somebody in this relationship said something that was possibly hurtful, or an email's been exchanged, or a word or a sentence where you've thought, God, have I taken that the wrong way because that sounded a bit off? Because there is a feeling here. So I know we're going to the confession, which is more this bottom line here. Their thoughts towards you are, there's a feeling of truth in this. Their thoughts towards you are wanting the truth from you, or that they would like to tell you something which would fit in nicely for the confession bit. To be honest, I'm not sure as yet. I'm not sure. Don't know, same thing, words. Don't come easy to me. Yeah. This is like their thoughts are, I'm saying jack shit, to be honest. I'm not saying anything. This person is, stubborn isn't the word here. It's like, it's like a Taurus stubborn feeling. It's like an Ariesy type of feeling, like, well, I'll say it when I'm ready. I'll tell my truth when I'm ready. Not like, I'm blocking off and I'm hunkering down and keeping it all to myself. It's like, I will say it when I'm ready. It's got Aries, Pisces maybe. This person is going through lessons on how to communicate, how to use their mind in their own lessons here, how to be able to express themselves at the correct time with the correct information in a way that they can give easily. This person has difficulty in life communicating, I think. And I don't know whether it's just love relationships. I don't mean they have trouble speaking to everybody else, but it's like timing. It's like words chosen and maybe regret with the way that things have gone on in the past, possibly in this. So their feelings towards you are natural attraction, but it doesn't feel as if it's easy for them either. This has a feeling to me of, and I may be totally wrong here, it's a feeling rather than a particular person, of somebody who can be quite arsey in work. Is if they get stressed and then they can be a bit short. Whether they've taken a lot of responsibility, or whether you've had conversations and you've taken it as in like, well, that was rude, just a sentence or a word. Strange feeling in this pile. Let me just keep going. Their feelings towards you are natural, but you've got that with a Judgment card and then a Heavy card. So I'm thinking here, natural attraction towards you, so it flows easily. It's like they don't have to try hard. It's like you're their type. Then you've got here that there's some difficulty, and the Judgment card adds to that, but it's almost like changing mindset. The last pile had a similar feel to it, so I probably wasn't going back there naturally, but it's a change in their values and what they find attractive. This is a change in the way that they think, speak, talk, and process information. So I don't know what that means to myself, even. Yeah. And the action that they want is to keep things quiet, to stay still. Oh my gosh. You can't have those two together and make my reading easy. Action that they want is to lie low. But why have we got the Ace of Wands there? Let me go back to these ones here. The way that I would interpret this is because this is hidden, this is hidden, this is confusion, and this is a connection which is grounded in reality. It's like they want to keep it quiet, and they also enjoy the physical attraction growing. With the Death card there, you know, it could have a plutonic feel about it, where that type of relationship is spot on for somebody who's plutonic. It's almost in the lead up that's a bit like psychological, a bit like sexological, and it's that really gets them going. It's the play, the game, not in a bad way. That is part and parcel of it. It's not just wham bam thank you ma'am for a heavy scorpionic person. It's got to have some not mind games, because that sounds wrong, but I mean mind games that turn sexual in some way. The bit that they hide from you is taking me back to this natural attraction here. This person feels like they struggle with control. It feels like they play with you without knowing that they're doing it, because what they're really doing is playing with themselves. They feel as if they don't know how to allow themselves to flow. There's confusion with coming out of the water and being themselves. This isn't somebody who, they may be laughing and joking on the outside, but you may find there's like Pluto squares, oppositions in their chart, where they find it really difficult to let go. And in that, the tension builds, the attraction builds, and they enjoy that almost like volcanic feel of it bubbling up. And why have you got caution at the end? How would they confess caution? Okay, so this person's confession to you, if it's going to contain the caution feeling, it would be, are you sure you really want to play? It would be that type of feeling. So if you're really going out with a sweet Pisces, Libra type of person, this isn't your pile. If you're going out with somebody who is scorpionic or strong Pluto, especially a negative strong Pluto that doesn't quite know, is not quite at ease with it, this is your pile. And if you're plutonic yourself, you will love this, because it has like a confession of, let's continue playing, let's keep building on that, because in that comes the tension and the attraction. We can carry on this. And I can keep going for a long time. And this person would choose their words wisely. So, okay. Okay, it has got this, it's like smacked all over this one. It has a feeling of dark games that, I don't mean dark as in like dark and dirty, but just like sit back, watch, allow, and feel type of game going on here. And let's get the tension to build. So their love confession would be, if they were to tell you the truth, if they were incredibly drunk or on gas and air or something. You can tell when you've had kids when you put that into a sentence. They would say something like the whole truth. Say the whole truth. They were on gas and air. I'm playing with you. I enjoy the tension. I don't really know where this is going at the moment, but I like to keep building on it, because it's how I pull people towards me. My attraction towards you is automatic, but I struggle with basically losing control. I find you more attractive the less I have of you. It's like a temptation thing here going on here. And if this sounds really silly, but if this relationship, this is like going to end in like be afraid, be very afraid. If this relationship moves in the way that I would like it to, it would be life-changing for you and probably for him or her as well. Which I know that sounds silly, but I do know people who speak and feel like this. One was a Libra Scorpio guy that I knew. Actually, 2 Libra Scorpio guys that I know have this feeling about them. It has to have an edge to it, and it has to grow in a very sort of subtle, sexy, magnetic way, and they thrive on that. And this is what this pile feels like, and the love confession would be that. If you want to play with this, it could be oh God, Mr. Grey, it feels like, to be honest. It could be, it will change the way that you think about relationships. So, don't know if that, I'm going to leave that there without even apologising. Hi, pile number 3. My camera just cut off because it's the end of the battery. I hope it hasn't disappeared, but I was just saying goodbye anyway for the end of pile 3. And I'm going to leave it there. And it does honestly feel a bit sort of, this has got going to go somewhere else, I think, as in it's going to keep building. And I think if there is a caution in this, that it feels like one of you could get hurt, but I think that you know that already by the fact that you're coming across as quite, don't push me until I'm ready. And I know it can sound silly unless you are actually in this relationship, and I've known girls, to be honest, who have been in relationships with men. It doesn't have to, the sex doesn't make any difference, the gender doesn't make any difference, but it's, I'm not sure I'm using the correct term there, but it's the personality in this. This one is definitely, would be a huge confession, something that you would almost have to drug them to get this out of them, honestly, because I don't think this is the type of person who speaks freely with regard to their feelings. It's like somebody that wants to play games that holding back adds to it. I'm going to leave you there, pile number 3. I hope this is recorded. I'm going to say bye. Bye.